Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles as they take on the new man, Nick Foles.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty soggy night here at TIAA Bank Field. Rain showers, maybe an occasional clap of thunder supposed to continue throughout here in Jacksonville. Tonight we move on to week 2 of the preseason, and we've got a good matchup here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Nick Foles, the man that the Jags are hoping can get them over the hump in 2019. Super Bowl MVP a couple of seasons ago. Made 7 starts if you include the playoffs for the Eagles last year, winning 5 of them. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. And the offensive unit now for the Jaguars.
And here comes Leonard Fournette, the big, and I mean big, tailback out of LSU. When he takes the ball inside, people make decisions about whether they want to tackle him or not, and he has enough speed to get to the perimeter and outrun defensive backs. When he puts it all together, he makes the Jaguars' offense very difficult.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Here's Foles. And able to find Conley. And all the way down to the 26. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 51 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. Running left, it's Fournette. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And the defense now for the Eagles.
Malcolm Jenkins entered the NFL as a cornerback and has transitioned to safety, but still retains his good coverage skills.
Hey, here we go. I got you. Hey, let's go.
Foles. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Ryan Kerrigan. That is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And this one is right down the middle. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So a special teams mistake on the field goal try leads to a new set of downs inside the red zone. Now Foles, and that'll be incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target, and now it's second down. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. Now back to throw. He'll find O'Shaughnessy open left side. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. From 13 yards out, and the Jags have taken the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Carson Wentz in his 4th season now out of North Dakota State, ready to bring out this Eagles offense. And he's had to sit and watch Nick Foles under center during Philly's last 2 playoff runs. So health will be a key for Wentz in 2019, no doubt. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Wentz going to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now Wentz. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, 31 yards. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play, and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll look to throw here. Completes it to Lee. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. From the gun, it's Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
They force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here's Wentz to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Josh Allen brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from down in Arizona. And the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. And no room to maneuver there. Give them a yard up to the 47.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half. Maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Foles. He's got Swaim here as tight end outright. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Fletcher Cox, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
With it is Jackson. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the handoff, this is Howard. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This is caught by Jackson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Wentz now to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowl tight end Zach Ertz, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And that will be incomplete. The linebacker Miles Jack able to knock that one away. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Gearing up for their next possession, Nick Foles and the Jags. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Fournette running out of the gun. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. He's going to air one out, and that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Foles. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw here. Throw right side of the tight end to Shaughnessy. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Foles now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Throw left side complete. It's Lee. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. Late pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Ryan Kerrigan, his 2nd sack of the night. Another try after the first down sack. Foles trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, and it's 3rd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw, and he comes back with one complete. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is and he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 30. 10. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. In for the score. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense has done a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. And throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. unable to find anyone open.
Well, pass there, complete to Westbrook. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They'll look to throw.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Carson Wentz and the Eagles getting set to take over. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Throwing is Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And this will be taken at the 13. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A run, it's Clement. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the screen.
Play action. Now Kessler. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
Looking to throw, Kessler, and that is incomplete. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the third.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Let's go, baby.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably getting it.
Got it. 458's the mic. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
And here comes throw number one for the backup QB. He's got the hook up with Conley. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That goes for a gain of 31. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Ready. 60 or. Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
Now on 2nd and 13. Minshew. This is intercepted. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
The first carry for Josh Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Ready. 47. Check, 47. Watch QB drop.
Kessler off play action. Now he's flushed out left and avoids the contact by sliding. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Get it.
From the red zone now, 1st down. Here's Kessler. Now they set up the screen for Clement. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh. No game on that defense, no game. Check nine, check nine. General West. Let's go.
Now Kessler. There's the first NFL catch for the former Stanford man, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
To throw, Kessler. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run on 2nd down with blue, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They go play action with Kessler. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Kessler now to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They go play action here on first down. And Conley's got it over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Blue. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Ready. 18 gators.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
Ready? 60 or. Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Ready to go. Let's go.
They'll try and run again with Blue. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Minshew sets to throw. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
After the interception, here's Kessler. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 29. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block that.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the fourth. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. Kessler. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They run on 2nd down with Adams. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They fake the handoff. Now Kessler. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
On the double. You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. X3, 218, chop. We got it, go.
They'll run on 1st down. Clement. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now they'll throw it with Kessler. And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. From 21 yards away. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the Jags down by 15. A minute 56 to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, Blue. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Here's Minshew. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Oh, Kessler looks to throw it. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Watch the pass.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And connecting here with DJ Chark. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing on second and long. Minshew, he hits blue.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Minshew throwing on third down. And able to find Conley. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Minshew, 1st and 10. Pryor has it complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got to jump here.
Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. It'll be Minshew again. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. From 13 yards out, and the Jaguars get a score closer.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken about the 12.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And even playing on the road, the class of this ball club just too much to overcome.
Yeah, deep down, I think even the fans knew how this one was going to turn out. All right, they just came to support their team, hoped they'd see some good football, and they did. But they didn't really expect their team to win. In fact, they probably came in and said, let's win the tailgate, because that's where we have the advantage, and I bet they did that.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Jack.